Hi, I'm Ellis Stanton, and if you haven't heard, this past weekend was really important for the wrestling team. I'm standing in the room where they have practiced for countless hours to get this number where it is today. How did it get to 752? Let's find out.
to have to change number 1 last time. Connor Mills, let's go. Get to 752, the guy that clinched the match, AJ Rose.
I'm sitting here with Mr. Fitz, Connor Mills, Matt Kolonia, and the wrestling team. So, congratulations on your state title. What was the moment like?
It was incredible. It's what drives you every morning to get up. These guys work so hard, and to have the moment happen, it was almost surreal. We're still all on cloud 9. I'm getting up in the middle of the night thinking about what happened. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it really was truly unbelievable. You know, I remember just getting up from the bench, AJ's coming up, and Fitz lifts him up, and we see that iconic photo. It really was incredible what we were able to accomplish.
I mean, I still can't believe that it happened. The first thing, when AJ clinched the match, the first thing I looked at was Fitz, and Fitz was just in a state of disbelief, and so was I. I mean, it's something that Delval's been chasing for 18 years, and we finally accomplished it this one time. It's completely incredible.
Guys, how would you describe that moment in one word?
Nice.
So, Mr. Fitz, I believe that you won the state championship 4 years here. What was it like winning as a wrestler and now as a coach?
You know, I went through Del Val in a very good period, in terms of the sport. It was special every year. I was varsity for 2 of those years, fortunate enough to be in 2 of the pictures that are up on the wall. It's very different as a coach. It's more rewarding, if you will. Every one of these kids standing here is a state champ. There's a couple kids that are going to get individual headlines at the end of the year, and their goal is to win states or place very high, but every kid in the room is now a state champ and has cemented their legacy. As the coach of the team, I find it incredibly rewarding. It's wonderful.
How does this help the tradition of Del Val wrestling?
It continues the legacy. The last 18 years, we've been remarkably competitive. State ranks, almost all of the years are darn close to it. Sectional finals, group finals, but we haven't been able to get over the hump due to one reason or another great team or something unfortunate happened here or there. It's great to justify all the training and show the kids K through 12. We have a lot of, we're intertwined with our K through 8 teams to show them that what we're doing can get the job done. It's very good for the tradition of the program.
When did you know that this team would be special?
Well, when the senior class came in as freshmen, I knew that as seniors that they would be very good. And I was talking to them yesterday about all they accomplished. It's only the second time in our history we've won 3 sectional titles in a row. They have the second most wins in a 4-year span. You could tell that as they matured, they would be remarkable as seniors. And we came close last year, and right away we got to work. And we never really spoke about, at least I didn't. I didn't talk about group championship. We just talked about doing the right thing each and every day, and we got it done.
Is there an individual match that stands out to you guys?
From the weekend or from the season?
Either.
This weekend, I was thinking of it today, walking through the year, walking through the day today. Like every kid who wrestled this weekend that did something great in at least one match, if not both matches, like they all produced meaningful results. And whether that meant getting their hand raised in a tough spot or not getting pinned against a very worthy opponent, we're peaking at the right time of year. There's not one moment I can point to. Everybody did something to contribute, either in the semifinals or the finals.
One of the big matches, we came in, a big match that we had was Hunterdon Central, and it really was kind of a turning point. We came in, we fought hard, but things didn't go our way that day, and we, from that moment on, we just fought forward, kept a positive attitude, and really went looking ahead into the postseason, looking ahead towards the sectional quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals, and eventually getting to Sunday in groups. We got hit, and we kept on moving forward.
From my perspective, from the weekend, I don't think that there was a single individual match that stood above the rest. Like Fitz said, everybody did their job, whether it was getting your hand raised or not, or keeping bonus points from being allowed. Every single kid that went out on that mat and every single kid that was on the bench who didn't wrestle that day did a job, and they did it so well that we ended up walking away with a trophy and a title.
So, Mr. Fitz, from Friday's match, you said that Josh LaDuca's match was your weatherman match.
Weather Channel. Well,
oh, okay.
Coach Petro, who won the last state title back in 1999, he told me the gym would get so loud that he would go home and watch the Weather Channel because the music was soothing and there was nothing stressful that would come on. So that was my message to the guys for a couple of the dual meets. Give me my Weather Channel moment. And when Josh LaDuca pinned, that gym was as loud as I've heard it in a decade or two. It was unbelievable. And a couple of the longtime reporters also said that. So yeah, that was my Weather Channel moment of the night. It was just great.
What was the most difficult thing for you guys to overcome during the season?
Wow, that's a tough question. You guys got an answer to that?
Making this team that has so much potential come together. We knew walking away from last year, coming off like a hard defeat like that, we knew that we had what it takes to be a state championship team, but we just did not quite have everything in place yet. And as weird as it may sound, we didn't really know what it was until halfway through the season. We didn't know how to put all of our wrestlers in place and how to get everybody behind each other. It really took every single kid on our team to work together and be supportive of one another and finally make a lineup that we know can win us a state title.
And I to follow up on that was part of the reason my frustration with the 100 in Central match that was Millsy alluded to before. Like, we didn't wrestle great, and we also weren't being great teammates that match. And we had a long talk afterwards and the next day, and we got back to work, and from then on we just went straight up, and it worked out.
So last year you guys lost the state championship by 1 point. Was it sweet winning?
Yeah, I mean, at some point during the match, I thought maybe the match was slipping away, and I was getting a little bit frustrated that we were going to lose 2 state titles by single-digit points. But last year was a little bit different. We were wrestling a team that was a very, very, Hanover Park was very good, but Emerson I thought was a little bit above us, and I thought we did all we could to close the gap, and it was a remarkable well-wrestled match. And we came up 1 point short, and I held my head high, and I wasn't that upset because I knew almost the whole team was back and we would have another shot at this. But if it had gone down 2 years in a row with the same way, it would have been incredibly frustrating.
So guys, how was the bus ride home compared to last year?
Awesome.
It was fun.
It was basically
It was a party. Huge party.
You guys want to describe the scene to me when you guys pulled into Del Valle?
Flashing away after the
Connor?
Yeah, well, a lot of us were confused. We had no idea that any of it was going to happen. We just got off of we went to a rest stop on the way home, and then come home from the rest stop. It was very dark when we got into Del Valle, and we see all these fire trucks and first responders, and as soon as we pull up, all the lights go flashing on, and you hear the sirens, and the parents are all cheering us on as we come in. It really was a surreal moment. Everyone just kind of in the community gathered around us, and it was pretty cool.
It was all impromptu. I was thinking on the bus ride home, we were a point short, and I remember looking at my assistants going, we're a point away from having the best bus ride of our lives. So I had in the back of our head if it went our way, and I always let the kids sign out. So once we got the trophy, I turned quickly to the parents and say, nobody's going home with their parents. I want them all with me. And then they asked to stop for fast food, which was a lot of fun. And I thought maybe in the back of my head it would give the parents an opportunity to do something back at the school. And wow, the community and the parents really did a nice job. It was wonderful. We're still beaming.
So Connor and Matt, Friday was your guys' last time wrestling at Del Val. What was it like? What's your experience wrestling for Del Val?
I came in here as a freshman, and I mean, even before that, I came to all the matches. I watched almost every single home match, and I would sit up in the stands, and I would watch them run out of the tunnel, and I'd always watch Sam Bauer go and do his backflip off on the mat, and watch everyone else run around. And I just couldn't imagine myself being one of those wrestlers. I had a hard time envisioning myself doing that, but as soon as I came in as a freshman and I was actually the one running out of the tunnel, it became a reality for me, and it made me want it even more. It made me want to be on this team even more. And the fact that I was honored enough to be a part of this team and be a part of this program really helped me out. So having my final match on Friday and having all my matches in Del Val behind me, it's really something that's hard for me. But I'm very honored to have had my 4 years here.
And, I think my first experience, coming to a Del Val match, it was Del Val versus Central here in our gym, and Mike Pongratz beats Gary Dinmore. And, the crowd goes wild. You had great student section support here, and, just viewing that moment and then being able to be part of it for 4 years is really something special.
Mr. Fitz, would you describe your experience here the same as they have?
Yeah, when I wrestled for Del Val, I have a lot of the same words that they're using there. And, part of it I'd like to think is having my father around, and, I'd like to think I'm continuing the family business, and he's still heavily involved, and we've got a real tight-knit group of coaches. It's really a wonderful experience. This program is all about team. Yeah, we're looking to get state placers, state champs over the course of the next couple of weeks, and there's all these plaques up on the wall. And, we've had kids very successful beyond here wrestling in college, but we really treasure the team aspect of this sport, and that's often the first thing that these guys and everybody standing behind me talk about. And it's exactly the way it was back in the 80s and through the 90s and 2000s through the various coaches that have taken over, yes.
So this might be too soon to tell, and your season isn't over, but do you have any predictions for next year?
I always tell the team, the goal is to be as good as we can be, and I know that sounds a little bit corny, but if we take, one of my favorite years was 2009. We were starting 3 first-year seniors, and we went 15-10, and it was wonderful. Everybody felt great about themselves, and the potential for this team was unbelievable, and we rang the bell and got there, and they feel great about themselves. So that is my goal for next year, for that team to achieve all it can achieve. And yes, we're losing 13 outstanding, wonderful seniors, wonderful people on and off the mat, but we're not going away anytime soon. We're going to get right back to work, and it's going to be a lot of fun doing it.
All right, thank you guys for your time, and congratulations once again.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thanks,
You